there was an activity which was given. Okay, there was an activity which was given and it was posted on Google Classroom. And we are going to be asking some of the members who have created the slides, we are going to give you a chance to share your computer so that we can see what you have done and we give feedback. So the assignment on presentation is there, and it was a simple assignment. So there are some teachers here who have handed in, and only 5 have handed in. So it is still on. If you have not yet handed in, you can still work on it after and you hand in. This is the one for Mr. Crispin. Let us just look at some of the presentations, just those who have handed in. If you don't know how to hand in, this should be scratching your mind. How did this for hand in? If you have not handed in, it should be scratching your mind right now. How did this for hand in? Mr. Crispin. Please, if you are on, you try to rename yourself. So this is the presentation for Mr. Crispin. He has created a presentation about pollination, and he has created slides. You can see this is good work. The fonts have been used, their headings. The web page where you were sent is this one here of pollination on Wikipedia. So if you go to that website, you find a lot of information, but Mr. Crispin has managed to summarize all this into 4 main slides that he has used. Okay, so this is one teacher. So if I'm to mark this one, one thing I see is that maybe let me just give some feedback. Out of 100 marks, let me get some of you to give us some marks. I want you to put up your hand and give us marks for Mr. Crispin here. After this session, we are going to be going to the breakout to discuss more, but I have to just get some minds from a few people here. What do you think Mr. Crispin should get for doing this kind of work? This is his presentation, 4 slides, and you have seen the fonts. And he has summarized this page about pollination. Remember, in PowerPoint is always summarized before. Okay, that is the Mr. Crispin. I just want to get only one person to give us a comment. Mr. Matthias, Muviru Charles. Oh, Madam Flavia.
Rogers.
Yes. Flavia.
Yes, please.
Any comment about this work? If you were to give 100 marks, how many marks would you give Mr. Crispin?
I would say 80. He would add, because he would add pictures as well.
He would add pictures as well, so that he illustrates. Because this side, we have a number of pictures, but we don't have any picture in his work. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me just look at another person. So this is Google Classroom. When you are marking, so you just give 80 marks. So after that, I click on return. So Mr. Crispin is going to get his script returned, and he's going to get an email that the teacher has said, add some pictures. So members, as we are learning PowerPoint, we are also learning how do you mark online. All these things, when by the time we start looking at Google Classroom, you'll be knowing how to use it. So I can go to another person by just scrolling. If I scroll through, I see other students here, they have not submitted work. If I go backwards, let me see here. Okay, maybe I just have to go back to the classroom and I open another person's work. So that is what we go to. I'm seeing George Bernard has also handed in his assignment, and it is here, it is loading. So within Google Classroom, these documents open automatically. They just open. If it is a presentation, it opens within the work that the student has submitted. You see it here, you mark, you put a mark on the side. So let us look at George Bernard's work. George Bernard, lesson on pollination by teacher George Bernard. So you see, we are many teachers here learning, but some of us, when they put an assignment on Google Classroom, we don't bother. We just attend and come back later. We just want to get a certificate. But there are teachers who are here who are taking their time and they are doing the assignments. So we need to take this on and make sure that we are not left behind. If you don't know how to do it, you will learn. We have the admins. Please disturb us and we help you. So this is George Bernard's presentation. What is pollination? Can see the color green and red, methods of pollination. Any questions? Okay. This is Mr. George Bernard. I don't know whether he's on. I don't see his name in the list of participants. Let me just get one feedback from one of the people who have put up hands. Summer, please, how many marks would you give Mr. George Bernard according to this?
Yes, I would give him 8 as well. However, I thought the kind type of slide used, the first slide should have been the one that has a space where you write the topic and then you put the objectives and the other information. So the choice of the slide.
The slide layout.
The slide layout, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now we are not going to. There are other people who have presentations here, and I'm going to ask other members who could be having presentations. They have not submitted theirs, but they are zooming with their laptops. We are going to give you a chance to share, and we see some of your presentations. Yeah, but at this time, we are going to first discuss what you call the qualities of a good presentation. What are the qualities of a good presentation? What do you look out for when you are making a presentation? What are those good qualities that you look at? So we are going to discuss this. We are going to discuss this in only 5 groups. Only 5 groups. Okay, let me make them 6 groups. You see, when people were judging these slides, people were coming with different.
Excuse me, Rogers.
Yes.
To inform those ones who have just joined, the attendance form is on the chat. Please make sure you register before you drop off.
Okay. So the chat, there is an attendance list. We are going to keep sharing the link. So we are going to look at what are some of the things when you're making a presentation that you look at. The people who have submitted so far, I think they have good work. I've not yet seen work which is very having a lot of issues, but there are some common mistakes that we normally do when we are creating slides. So when we are making our slides, we should have that in mind. Yeah, so we are going to go to the breakout sessions, and we are going to be discussing the various. It is going to be for a short time. When we come back, we are going to be hearing from teacher Otim Solomon, one of the teachers who are teaching in the Edify e-classes is going to be sharing with us some of the best practices, and also is going to be sharing with us how we normally create these slides. But let us first go into the breakout sessions. So I'm going to have Mr. Charles Soto. You are going to be in room number 1. Charles Soto, you are going to be the lead of room number 1. Room number 1 is Charles. So Charles is room number 1. Then we are going to have George, JJ Morut. The co-hosts are the ones I'm talking about. If you're a co-host, you are getting a room. George is room number 2. Godfrey, you're going to be in room number 3. Moses, you're going to be in room number 4. Then we are going to have, I think let us have Dennis. Dennis, I think you're on room number 5. Then finally, let us have Solomon. Solomon, you're going to be in room number. You're going to be in room number 6. You're going to be the leaders of those particular rooms. So, okay, so let us, that's what we are going to be doing. So we are going to be in those rooms. We are going to be discussing what are the main things when you are creating slides that you have to do to make sure that your slides are good. So that your slides are good and you have some good work. So we are going to be looking at that. Within a few seconds, you are going to be dropping into the discussion, within the discussion rooms. Okay, so here assigning Godfrey is in room number 3. Okay. And then we have Moses in room number 4. Okay. Then you have Dennis in room number 5. So Dennis is going to be in room number 5. Then finally Solomon in room number 6. Okay. Okay, so by 5:30, we have 10 minutes maximum. 5:30, we are getting back here, and we are going to be hearing from Teacher Solomon on how do you make good presentation, based getting the feedback we shall be getting from you. Yes, 10 minutes are enough. 10 minutes. Dennis, I don't know why I know.
Our teacher is on our group.
Hey, I don't know why I keep joining Dennis. I keep joining Dennis's group. Hey, but you'd like to join. By the time we're making co-hosts, you are not joined yet.
It was 3 minutes, then I tried to join, and actually it was just a network problem.
It's fine. Dennis, you are the chairperson here.
Okay, thank you everyone. Rashida,
Yeah, different rooms.
Let's talk about slides. How do we want to
discuss this. I want suggestions from members.
One at a time.
Yes, Ivan. Okay, you will go first.
Yes, you can get one person. Okay, thank you very much. I think one of the good slides is that the number of words should be limited, because when you have very many slides, the words get congested and reading it becomes a challenge. And I think the number of words on the slide must be very limited. Actually, and it will help you to explain better, because when
I can go to
words,
any room.
it gets congested. Thank you.
I'm in room 1. This is room
Thank
5.
you.
I can go to room 1.
Uh-huh.
So you've left 5 now.
I'm going to room
So
1.
you go to one room at a time also.
For me, I'm the supervisor, so I can go to each room and I see what is happening.
At the time.
That you have to put on your presentation. Yeah, for instance, somebody is going to write for us what we are going to discuss here. Before we go on to the national arena, we present our point. So, number one, I'm talking about the font types, the font styles, and then the size of your font. It matters a lot in presentation.
Room 1.
Who is going to write for us? If you write that 1 point, can I have?
I can go to room number 3.
I did. All right.
I can see which room has few people here, and there are new people who are just
session
doing.
on how to create videos. And you have to use your PowerPoint presentation so that you can create videos. Members, you need to try out. Let me try out on.
Have I gone back to room number 5? I think I've gone back to room number 5 where I was studying.
It doesn't take too long.
Let me go to room number 6. So for me, I'm just. There are people who are joining here.
Maybe bolding that might maybe a different color due to the fact that you are not facing these learners, and you have to create a difference.
I keep allocating.
Show them or make them understand something. So you would either underline, bold, or use different ink. Thank you very much, Mr. Wafla. I'm very grateful to hear from you.
I tell you. Okay, welcome back, members. It was a short discussion time, but it is good to hear from members who get a chance to give opinions, because here in the main room, some members may not get a chance. Yeah, this time I want to invite the heads of each of these sessions to briefly, you can just mention like 1 or 2 points. What are the main things that you think when we are designing slides we should not overlook? Yeah, so let us look at those, and then we shall be having Mr. Solomon to share with us. Mr. Solomon, I think you should be ready to share your screen, and you demonstrate to us some how you make those nice slides that we saw on YouTube. So let us hear from Charles. Group 1.
Okay, thank you so much, Rogers. We discussed, and we are not going to, I will not make a lot. One, we said a good presentation should have minimal transitions and animation effects. That's number one. Number two, a member also raised it should be precise and concise, meaning you should not congest the slides. The slides should be having minimal words. Then number three, you should embed links and also put pictures onto your presentation. I mean links to YouTube video or Amazon or anywhere that you can pick a video related to the topic. Then number four, of which I am supposed to share with the members today, is about creating quizzes on your presentation. It's possible with PowerPoint. You can embed quiz during your lesson. Thank you so much, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Members, you should be noting some of those. During our practice session, you should be able to try out some of those. Let us hear from George.
Yes, good evening, members. Group 2 had these views. The first one was we said a good presentation should have good pictures of the topic or subtopic being handled. And then also, members suggested that a good presentation should have proper balance of colors to avoid issues of conflicting contrasts, whereby someone can be able to read the text properly, irrespective of the background which has been used. So the background should not like deny the person an easy way to read the text which has been typed. And then the fonts should be very clear to the viewer. So here actually we suggest that members should avoid using calligraphic fonts, which are a little hard for someone to read and interpret very fast. The other one was members are advised to format the info like the text. So someone should be able to apply the boldness, the italicizing where necessary. So basically, those are the points that we talked. Others were already mentioned by the previous speaker.
Hello.
Yes, Godfrey.
This is Godfrey. I was in room 3. When we started, I first asked them how many of us, we were 10, later on we were 16. I first asked them out of the number that was present, how many have created the slide yet, before I got to the qualities of a good slide, a PowerPoint slide. So I got 3 out of 10. I don't know about the rest who came up to 16. Since we have so many beginners, I found it wise to discuss that on a time quotas, but there are 5 that they should know when they are. Number 1 is to create a slide, and then to format it, the graphic format, the slide design. Then there is the transition is number 2, and the number 3 is animations. They have to insert a picture and then a slideshow. Before understanding this, then we had not yet discussed, because I thought we were going to use the 10 minutes that you had given us, and we were cut short. That's what we was trying to communicate to them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are some of the features. Okay, next, Moses.
All right, thank you so much, Rogers. In my group, we had several people, though a lot were silent, but they talked about proper fonting. The font should be clear both to the student and to you, the teacher, so that you don't have to struggle with words. Then they were talking about color contrasting, which someone has talked about already. They said that the teacher should be audible. Some teachers are fond of speaking to themselves, and then you cannot even know what they're saying. Someone also said that we should use very few terms, keeping it to basic English, so that the students don't have to struggle with the terminology. They also talked about the timing of the presentation. When you're creating the presentation, think of the time, the duration it's going to take. Don't prepare a lot of things when you're going to present in a very short time. Also, don't prepare very few things when you're going to have a lot of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next, Dennis.
Thank you, Rogers, and the rest. So in our group, we talked about the quality mostly, and so members came up with some qualities that a good slide should have. One of them is not to. The other one is to have fonts that are visible enough, and then the pictures should match the content that they're teaching, or yes, the pictures or the diagrams that are going to be put in the font should be matching the topic that they are talking about, or topic of discussion. Our time cut us short. We were trying to show some slides to compare which one is better, but we were cut short.
Okay, thank you. Solomon?
Rogers, as Solomon comes, I wanted maybe to request like 10 minutes from you, so I can maybe talk a little bit more about the quality of the lesson slides. I don't know if that's okay with you.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay,
Solomon? Solomon is not speaking. I don't know.
Yes, I said all is said, but not done. So we are going to get on the doing part now. All this was mentioned. We also have it, though in different English. We talked about font size. We talked about the order of the flow of the slides. That when you're making slides, make sure that the content flows from step 1, step 2, and step 3. So in this now, allow me share my screen so that we can be practical. Okay, when we talked about the slide size, most of the members realized that it is better to use this format, that layout that says that, the layout that says that title and content. Are we all seeing this? Title and content. This is a very good slide layout that will allow you to put pictures and every other thing that you need. Now let us go straight to our practical work. I'm told to give you how these simple slides are made. I'm, by the way, humble because my teachers are listening to me. The teachers who trained me how to do this are right now listening to me. So I'm in a hot seat because they are going to see whether I have done the right thing, okay? First of all, let us go to find out what is the font that we are going to use. In reference to all our discussion, we have come to realize that primary children basically can see and use Sanctuary Gothic very well, because that is what the teachers use. That's where that's the A the teachers use in the classroom. So that now when you use that, they are able to see properly and they are able to follow you well. So I'm going to write here the heading that says using much, comma, many, and a lot of, and a lot of. A lot of. This is what I am going to put as my heading. Now, I would like these things to come in a way that is very interactive, as if I am writing. Okay, so I always like using the white background because this white background can allow you use all colors. All colors can be used here because it is white. It is very easy for you to see. So if I want to change this, I will easily do it like this. I would like to change this. I will easily do it like this. I hope we are following what I'm doing. I highlight and then I change the color. This is practical. It was done by the other teacher who taught us in the morning in his introduction. Now, if I want this particular message to come letter by letter, sentence by sentence, this is the procedure. I do my highlighting, and then I come to animation. I make them appear. Okay? After making them to appear, I now go to my animation pane. Are we all seeing animation pane? Let me get to this. Okay. After